I ordered about a dozen fruit trees for my new garden from a few different companies, and this box is the first to arrive from Fedco. Hi, I'm Gardener Scott, and I discuss everything gardening so that you can become a better gardener. Today, I'm going to unbox the first of my fruit trees and show you how I'm setting up my home orchard. It's important to remember that these are live plants, and I have no idea when they were boxed up and shipped. So I want to unbox them as soon as possible after they arrive. I have waited until the sun has gone on the other side of the house, so I'm in the shade right now. This isn't a good activity to do in the sun, and it's really not a good activity to do inside as well, because the roots should be wrapped with some wet material. I don't want to get that all over my floor. I also don't want to fry any of these new plants underneath a hot sun. So it's later in the afternoon, it's in the shade, and now I'm getting to the point where I'm going to unbox and see my new trees. This is exactly how you'll find your trees packaged if you order online. They'll be wrapped in plastic, and then at the base of the trees they usually use wet newspaper, and so all of the roots are wrapped with wet newspaper. One of the reasons that you want to do this right away is because if this box has been sitting in transit, this newspaper might be pretty dry. So you want to keep it wet until it goes in the ground. It's moist right now, but as I start inspecting these plants, I think I'm going to have to add a little bit more moisture just to keep it wet. A nice good dose of water, just to make sure the roots are rehydrated. And then I'll start seeing what I have. I always get excited when I unbox my plants because I ordered these trees about 3 months ago, and quite honestly, I've forgotten which ones I ordered from Fedco. So this is a lot like unwrapping a Christmas present. Let's see what we've got. This is a contender. That's a type of peach. Down here, I've got a Harry Masters Jersey. This is actually a type of apple that is made or is used for making cider, which is one of the things I intend to do. Here's a Colville Blanc d'Hiver. That's also an apple tree for making cider. Here's a Stanley. That's a plum tree. This is a Hughes Virginia crab. That's actually a crab apple tree that I'm going to put in the front yard, but it can also be used for making cider. And then this one is Pink Cloud. And this also looks like it's a peach. So I'm really excited by this. And as I look in the box, I wasn't even expecting this at all. I knew I had ordered my asparagus from somebody, but I couldn't remember who. This is a perfect time to be planting asparagus. I think I'll probably do this tomorrow. So I've got asparagus, I've got all these trees. Now let's take a closer look and see what kind of condition they're in. So at first glance, I can see that the tip of this tree right here is broken. I'm going to keep a close eye on the rest of this tree as we go down. I can also see the tip of this tree is broken as well. There's a lot of budding that's going on. Some of these branches are green. They're actively growing. There's another little bit of damage with this tree right here. Some crossed branches that are broken off. A lot more budding. And as I go down to the root ball, I don't see any mold or fungus right now. I do see that there's wet newspaper all around the roots. I'm actually going to wrap this part up with the plastic again so that it stays moist. Overall, I'm satisfied with the quality of these trees. Now, some of these small crossing branches, particularly ones lower down, I would probably prune off anyway. So I'm not completely disappointed that they were broken. It would be nice if I got trees that had no damage whatsoever, but that doesn't often happen when you order and have them delivered. My biggest concern right now is the budding. These trees are actively growing. There's a couple of them that look like they've just started. This one branch that is broken off actually has some leaves growing on it. They're very lightly colored green, which means they might have sprouted while they were in the box. They haven't gotten any sunlight yet, or else they'd be a darker green. I normally recommend that you put the dormant trees into the ground right away, because you want them to be in the ground when they bud and start growing. But because these have already budded and they're already actively growing, I'm actually not going to be able to put them in the ground right away. Today, it's supposed to be about 70 degrees, and tomorrow it's supposed to be about 70 degrees. Full sun, very hot. And these young, tender, almost yellow leaves would probably be fried in my hot sun, which means they would be damaged. It's not a good idea. It's a better idea to wait until I have an overcast day and maybe some cooler weather to put outside. But now I have my second problem. The forecast for my area is a low temperature of 14 degrees Fahrenheit in about 4 days. So if I were to put these in the ground in the next couple days, just about the time that they're getting happy with their new hole, 14-degree temperature is going to come, and that might be enough to damage some of these very tender leaves as well. So I'm going to have to find a location where I can protect them, keep them cool before I can put them outside, probably in about 5 or 6 days. If I lived in a more moderate region, or if I wasn't expecting such drastic temperature changes, I'd go ahead and put these outside now. But I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to treat them just like any other plant that I would be transplanting at this time of year, and attempt to harden them off. And what I mean by that is I'll leave them inside at night, making sure that the roots are always moist. And then during the day, I'll take them out and gradually expose these trees to a little harsher conditions, including the sun. And so a week from now, when all of that really severe cold is gone, they'll be ready to put in the ground. And this area behind me is where those trees are going to go, along with some of the others that I've ordered. Now, before you plant a tree or do any type of excavation, you should contact your utility companies and have them come out and mark any buried lines, because you don't want to plant a tree on top of a power line or a cable line that may have to be dug up at some point in the future. Well, I did that at this house and a previous house, and they'll mark the different lines with different colored flags. So I've saved the flags over the years because I think they're great for marking plants. This orange flag is going to be my plum tree, and these yellow flags will be the peach trees, and these red flags will be the apple trees. And so now I just have to measure out and mark where my trees are going to go. It's important that you know what type of tree you ordered, and I'm not talking about the difference between apples and peaches. The trees will come on different rootstock, and that rootstock might be dwarf, semi-dwarf, or standard, and that helps determine how big the tree is going to grow. So a standard apple tree might need to be planted 30 feet away from another standard apple because it's going to get quite big. But a dwarf peach might only need to be 12 feet away from another dwarf peach because they're going to stay relatively small. Most of my trees are semi-dwarf, and so they should be planted between 15 and 25 feet apart. I've laid out my tape measure to 15 feet, and this is where I'm going to put a peach. I'll put another peach right here. So now I'm just going to go through and mark out about every 15 feet of where I'm going to put my apple trees. Once I have a couple flags in place, visually I can put the flags in place. And then if I really want to be precise, I can come back later to get the exact measurement. I do have a dwarf apple, so I think I'll put that right in the middle. And this will create a really nice block of 5 trees. I'll put another apple here, and now I've got the initial placement of where I think my trees are going to go. Now, if you've ever done any carpentry work, you probably know the expression, measure twice, cut once. Well, that holds true when you plant trees as well. Measure twice, plant once, because I don't want to get it wrong and then have to dig up these trees and move them at some point in the future. So the flags are in place. I'll walk through, see how it feels, see how the placement is, but more importantly, I'll check on the specific varieties that I have and determine if that 15-foot placement is too far apart or too close together. So a general placement at this point, but I'll come back and refine it. And then tomorrow, maybe the next day, I can actually dig the holes, get them ready to go, so that next week when I plant the trees, it can go pretty quickly. To begin the research for the final placement of my trees, I'm using the packing list that came in the box, and I'll also be using the catalog that I ordered from. And then cross-referencing these two, I can get a really good idea for the best placement of my trees. Fedco is good because they list the specific rootstock, and in the catalog it tells me what that means, how big the tree should get, and how far apart they should be planted. You might not have that with the company you order from, but whether it's semi-dwarf, dwarf, or standard, either in the catalog or on the company's website, there will be recommended planting guidelines, and do follow those. For now, I'm going to make sure that the roots of my trees stay moist for the next couple days as I start to harden them off. You can expect future videos that show me planting with that final placement, and then additional videos that show how I take care of my fruit trees. And hopefully, in a few years, I'll have videos that show how I harvest and maybe even make apple cider from those cider apples. For now, I'm going to take a look at my asparagus and figure out what I'm going to do with these plants. And of course, you can expect a video on how I plant my asparagus. If you have any questions on all this, please let me know below. And if you want to become a better gardener, well then subscribe to the GardenerScott channel. And be sure to click on the bell so you know when new videos are coming out. I'm GardenerScott. Enjoy gardening.